All right.
What the hell was that?
Welcome to
Scared the hell out of me.
the fifth episode of the Killer Kaiju podcast of our fifth episode in our Godzilla series. Anyway, that is. Today, as some people, diehard fans, may have guessed from my awful intro there, that is I might cut it out. It was really bad. Is obviously we're watching Mothra today. Woo woo! The queen of the monsters. Let's get this
Yeah, that
baby
wasn't
going.
obvious, my friend. I was confused. I was like, that was a terrible alarm or
You'll know what
something.
I'm talking about after this, that's for sure. So today, yeah, so we kind of did a little bit of time jumping with our podcast, but we're just kind of doing it in the orders the monsters are introduced. So now we're going to be doing Mothra before she's introduced in our next film we do in Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. So we will be doing Mothra today. Mothra is cool. It's just Mothra as a standalone film. It's got a lot of story-driven elements. We're gonna do the same along kind of watch along commentary podcast that we always do. So yeah, and as always, I have seen. But you know what? I have not seen this movie as much as the others. I have seen this movie 3 times, maybe three, four total. And Josh has seen this. Drum roll.
Zero, like always.
Zero.
Yeah, sorry.
But
So
that's
is
the
this a
beauty of it.
Toho thing?
Yes, absolutely. Yep, all
Okay,
Toho.
I didn't know if this was gonna be a Toho and Columbia or if it's just
Strictly
Columbia.
Toho for now. No one else. No one else is allowed.
All right.
No one
Damn.
else. Strictly Toho.
Says Columbia though. I'm just saying.
That's because this is a super licensed it and released it over in the States.
They should have called it Colohobo, or I don't fucking know.
Columboho. Columboho.
Clotoho.
Clotoho.
Toho.
It
I don't
sounds
know.
like some kind of gout.
Colum Toho.
All right. Sorry, guys. We're dragging on a little bit. All right, let's get into this film right away because honestly, it's a good film. It's interesting. Another huge in color type monster film that came out. This is when they were really advertising everything in color, amping everything up. And Toho was trying to do like standalone films, and this
Toho.
is one where I think they succeeded. Toho,
Toho.
Toho, 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 Toho. Okay. All right, guys. So we're gonna do the countdown, and then we will hit play. We're at the 0-0 mark. We are watching the Americanized release. So I don't think there's too much of a difference on these ones. I could be completely wrong. Probably look into that information as we watch it. But this version is the English dub, and we have the subtitles going though as usual, so we can read them and talk along with you guys and still know what's going on. All right, so on the count of 3, we're going to count down here, and we are going to hit play, and we will get going. All right, guys, are we ready? Josh, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm golden.
All right.
You take forever, my friend.
Let's be some fairies here. All right.
All right, let's do this. Columbia.
3, 2, 1, go.
Toho.
3, 2, 1, Toho.
That should be our new thing.
Toho. 3, 2, 1, Toho.
Mothra.
This is a great film. I mean, I hadn't really remembered it. I watched it when I was a kid, when I was younger, obviously, because I was into all this shit when I was really young, especially the most probably, and recently. And then I got into some other stuff, obviously, when I was growing up, and this branched off into other interests, and I was getting involved with music and stuff. But like, I've always loved these movies. There's like things and interests and nerdy things I've done come and gone, but kaiju films has always been deep in my heart and always around in some form.
With COVID being a thing, did you get back into it more? Like, did you start like picking it up a lot more?
Yeah, that, and like honestly, when they dropped King of the Monsters in America, like I love Gareth Edwards 2014, but I feel like watching the King of the Monsters, because I definitely went back and watched the original Gojira when 2014 Godzilla came out, but then King of the Monsters was coming out and they were bringing back like Rodan and Mothra and the heavy hitters. So I went back into my collection and dusted off all my DVDs and I started watching those again and just like remembered why I loved them and why I collected in the first place. And then just really started binging them again. So yeah, part of it had to be with the time I've had recently to just really start pedaling through them. And I've had time to start like expanding my collections. Now I officially own the entire collection and series. So
And I definitely think that's a plus of COVID at the moment. Like there can be a few pluses, I guess, is like if
yeah,
you have the time, you get to enjoy more of your hobbies, right?
exactly.
Like the amount of movies I've been watching lately and TV shows is ridiculous, but
So it's
I'm okay
funny.
with it.
You'll notice right there in the credits. Obviously, this is the same people who've done everything prior, like Shiro Honda, Subaru is doing the special effects. The music is different though. Executive producer is still Tanaka, but Yuji Koseki is doing the music. What else have they done? So they do. Oh, that's interesting. So pretty much they just do the soundtrack for Mothra exclusively. So they use it in Mothra versus Godzilla, and then they don't use it again until '92, which then they use
So
it in
they're
Godzilla
recycling.
versus Mothra again, and then they use it in Mothra's standalone films.
Mm.
It's even used in King of the Monsters in 2019.
A little nod to old films, I guess, right?
Yeah, Yuji Koseki, good job, my friend.
Gotta make nods to the classics sometimes.
Yeah, but yeah, other than that, like Super Eyes doing the special effects, same. Everyone is still doing the same stuff there. Got some new actors coming into play. One who we'll see later on in future films who plays the doctor, like Chujo or Cujo. I think it's Cujo.
At least they know they're in an atomic test area this time.
Yeah, exactly right.
They know what's up.
So yeah, we're right now for those who aren't watching the film along with us. We're on this boat, and they pretty much have to.
We're not on the
ship.
boat. They're on the boat.
Yeah, well, the characters, I'm on there. I'm so into this movie.
I'm on the boat.
Guy, that guy's not though. One of the guys just yeets himself off the boat and jumps into the water. He's like, "Screw the lifeboat. I'm just jumping in." Like the lifeboat was going down at the same time. Why would you not just get in the boat? He just yeets. I mean, he probably expected that the boat might get dragged under with the other boat, maybe because of the weight. I don't know.
Maybe he just wanted to join them when the boat was already in the water.
Because it's true. Once the tip of the boat goes down and submerges, it pulls, right?
Yeah.
So before it goes down, if you jump in and get away from the circumference of the boat going in, I believe that's how it works. You wouldn't have the risk of getting pulled under. Maybe that's what he was trying to do. Either way, it was silly. Guy just jumps off the boat. He's like, parkour. He just yeets over the
Maybe he just wanted to go swimming. Get clean a little.
He was already wet. It was raining. He's getting splashed with tsunami waves.
I don't know, man. People do some weird shit when they're scared.
So now they're in the helicopter here looking over the island for survivors. Pretty good helicopter shots. He looks pretty good. They might actually be in a real helicopter there, or it's just some kind of impressive set. But it looks like they might
probably be easier and cheaper to just rent the helicopter at that point.
Yeah, and then just sit in it and run the top at a slow pace.
Guy beside him probably is the flight pilot, and he's just like, all right, I'll just chill, and you guys can pay me double.
They're doing some kind of blue screen effect, but I think that looks too good to be a blue screen effect for this time period and budget. Oh, we got some survivors here. 4 survivors. They're like, get us the hell out of here. Yeah, they look like they've had quite the rough time. I will say one thing though, the English dub in this one is not that bad. Like they all have like different accents, and I feel like they actually are like trying in their portrayals of acting. I think they learned with past English dubs and like Gigantus the Fire Monster.
Well, they're probably bigger fans of the films or something, and then actually got behind the characters.
Yeah.
Or like the instructions behind it, instead of them being like, go in and read the lines, they're actually like kind of acted out.
Yeah. Oh. They're all trying to get in now. Show us pictures. Oh, look who it is. Look who we have here. Look at this doctor.
He needs an eye patch.
He does need an eye patch, doesn't he? Oh, for those,
I demand this podcast.
This is our best. This is our eye patch man, our best friend here. This is Akihiko Harada. I'm sorry if I'm butchering a bunch of names here, guys. But yeah, he's been in since number 1. He plays Shirazawa on the very first one, and he's been in every Toho film. We do. Oh my god, don't
just him standing there,
just
eye
a
patch
face
and all. Yeah, just his
every
face.
Single look he's had in all the Godzilla movies packed onto one face. So he's just wearing a bunch of crap, double eye patches, a sailor hat, and we'll see beards later, I'm sure.
You know
Oh.
those that mood shirts that they would make with like Darth Vader and it'd all be like the same face? We'll do one of those kind of bootlegs, but we'll just do his every different role.
Oh my god, guys, it might happen. I tell you what, if it's really something you guys want to see, I know I want it to happen. You can always just tweet us at Twitter,
Tweet, tweet.
kaiju killer
Now is it
kaiju cast.
tweet or twit? I'm still wondering.
You can twit if you're twitting. It says
You're
if you're
twitting at us.
If you're twitting, you can tweet at us, and then you'd be and then you tweeted if it happened in the past. That's what we were talking about.
You can
If
tell
you're
I don't
currently
Twitter.
doing it, it's twitting, and if you tweeted or if you're going to tweet, that's
Twitted.
Unless it's tweeting, it's not tweeting, it's twitting. That's what
I don't know,
we
man.
do. But that, or you guys can always email us at killerkaijupodcast@gmail.com as well. Boom. We have Facebook. Mind blown. Anyway, great shirt. Current moods of all of Mr. Harada's faces. It'll be perfect.
I'd rock that. Stickers,
I like this guy
whatnot.
here too. What's his name? Zenshiro, I think is the name. He's the guy here on the right who's talking. What sort of juice? He's like our main character here. He's the journalist. Always a journalist. He's always a journalist. Always a photographer in these movies. He always has to be involved in some way. I mean, who else is going to be involved in a giant monster, right? Like they're trying to think of people who would be the most intact with what's going on.
They got good
journalism.
They got good structure. They don't want to stray away from it, right?
Yeah, they
replace
stick to
monster.
Yeah, scientists, journalists, and people and politicians.
Move
and
eye patch man around to different role.
Oh yeah,
and no
aliens
one will
and
notice.
terrorists.
These movies are wild.
They're great.
I want those microphones.
So basically, now what they're doing is they're dropping, our bombs are being right now from the American side. I think this is American. It's supposed to be Russian. I'm trying to tell by the background there. Either way, bombs are being dropped, and they're saying you have to stop because of these native islands. Because you can't do that. That shit's bad. I think that's kind of leading up to what we're going to get to, but I don't want to say anything just yet.
One day we got to watch an entire movie and you can be one character and I'll be the other character and we'll read all of the subtitles for it and we'll make our own voices.
Oh, God.
Just do a little clip of it, just a little minute or two. It'd be so entertaining. Exactly.
There's some really good dub and really good stupid lines over Godzilla versus Hedorah and Godzilla versus Megalon.
I know with the Dragon Ball Z movie or like books and whatnot, TV shows, movies, whatever. But when they came over, they weren't translated as correct as,
Oh, yeah,
they intended. So I wonder if that was
foul.
the same. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if that was the same for these kind of movies. If when they came over and they did like the dubs and whatnot, they were like, oh, I think this is what this means, or
yeah,
it wasn't exactly.
Yeah, three things come into mind when a dub is done on anything coming over from a foreign country into film to the States or Canada, like North America in general, is when it's there's a little rat on the couch there, little mouse.
Oh,
little
what a wussy!
Right, it's the worst things are gonna come to you, that's for sure. But sorry, three things come to mind. Oh my God, sorry, I'm distracted by the Stuart Little here trying to escape. Run, little mouse, run. Sorry. So three things come into play when foreign films are coming over into North America, what they got to include. One is they have to look out for what looks best when it lines up in English speaking with the Japanese mouth moving.
Yeah.
That's the one thing they have to look out for. Animation's a lot easier because it's just kind of open, staggered frames anyway, but everything's fluid in film, so it's a little different. The second thing they have to look out for is stuff that's maybe like popularized in their country, but not here. So they try and swing a familiar reference here so it gets the same effect as if what they got there. Oh, the mouse is in his pants here. It's funny.
You should have just kept the mouse.
Let's cute that you say that. He does. It's his mouse.
Oh, okay, cool. Because it's just a mouse.
Yeah,
I mean, my cat would have destroyed that mouse, but
that's okay. They would have. I would have. I mean, at this time, I was gonna say they may have eaten the cat, but that's horrible. But you don't see a lot of cats. There is a kitten in Godzilla versus Hedorah, though. Poor kitten.
Because they never want to hurt the animals.
Yeah, exactly. That's really why.
Safety to all the animals.
They didn't want to have to worry about injury of animals and stuff like that. And a lot of small spaces in these sets as well. They don't really expect to have animals in those small spaces. But yeah, sorry. So you know, for mouthing of the words, and stuff like that, references changed, and as well sometimes just the way the actor says things doesn't sound right sometimes. So sometimes they have to bend for the actor who's doing the voiceovers. Those are the main three things you have to look out for when doing dubs and when you're looking at a good dub. I feel like this dub does a really good job. The person really captivates. You can tell they watched the film a lot and really took on the role of the characters on how they envisioned it. It's really well done. And they still kind of keep kind of like a foreign aspect to it, and it's really great.
I like how this one's done so far.
It's
It
good. It
looks
feels like an
well. It
old
lines
fashioned.
up.
Yeah. 61. So this is before Godzilla versus Kong, if you think about it. It makes it even more impressive. So this is like one of the first. This and Rodan are like early first monster movies in color, and then Godzilla and Kong appeared for the first time in color after these. Yeah, but this is obviously we watched the rough edit and the rough version of King Kong versus Godzilla, so it wasn't as crystal clear as this one is. This one's HD Blu-ray, so. Oh, here we get this asshole here. Is a-hole. Yeah, I believe his name is what's it? Is it I think it's something, yeah, Nelson. Clark Nelson. That's his name. I remember it being something relatively like North American. Clark Nelson is his name.
Clark
He's
Griswold.
such a sly ass in this movie. And you'll notice we'll watch the next one, Mothra versus Godzilla. It has the similar like it does a lot of homaging to this movie, and it takes a lot from it, and it's really sweet. I like it a lot. It's like, hey, remember Mothra? Imagine if Godzilla was involved. That's literally
Eventually.
what it is. It's good. Oh,
All
I do
right,
like a lot of the
now
effects
it's
in this one.
Titanic.
Yeah, so look at all the streamers, classic streamers, and they're on the boats with all those streamers. Okay, imagine the mess you'd have to clean up after doing that, though. Like all the pollution, water pollution. Do they actually just let go and then take them, or they let the streams fully run out and then they go into the water?
I don't know, but whoever it is, they better clean them.
Please, someone let us know. I'm intrigued. Oh, yes, he's not
Also,
impressed.
why do they do it?
Gosh,
Like, why are like they holding like
it's some
five
kind of
of them? Is
symbiotic
it?
thing of like not letting go because someone there are other significant person on the boats holding onto the ribbon and then they're holding on to it as they go away.
Yeah, but then when it runs out, are you like being like, okay, so like you went too far now, come back?
No, I don't know. I think it's some kind of significance or like maybe like luck charm to people who are growing up boats because remember back then boats weren't necessarily as safe as they are today. So like there was a chance that something might bad happen. There's not like if your boat went down in these times, like you'd be stranded for quite a while until someone could get you to lift everyone out. It wasn't like they just dropped some planes down or have boats speeding out, It would take
Yeah,
a little bit. So hence why the tragedy of Titanic did happen the way it did.
I guess we've come a long way in that sense, right? Where
Absolutely.
accident could happen and you'd basically be like, yo, I see a human.
Bro, inflatable rafts and like stuff, especially with a lot of cruise ships and stuff like that are doing like Arctic runs or like export ships and stuff like that, like scientists take out to the Arctic and like miners. They have like thermal fucking rafts. They're heated.
Yeah,
They have a battery charge and they stay heated.
I still don't want to go on a cruise.
No, I'm not big on boats either. I don't like the water, so
I don't mind like a small fishing boat when like you look down and it's like 10 feet of water, but
look at that guy's face, man. Oh, caught red-handed.
and his tiny little gun.
Yeah, Clark Nelson just looks like a villain, man. You can see in his face, he always looks mad. That's so funny. Zenchiro's just like, I was just cleaning, I was dusting, and he's holding like the nastiest rag. It's like he's like, you're dusting with this. Has a lot of comedy infused with this film. I really do love it. It's cute.
Definitely caught red-handed on that one.
Yeah.
And you still got a gun to your back.
He still tries to weasel his way out. You can tell. Look at him just toying with him with a gun, like as it's some joke. His life's on the line. You can already tell this guy's no good. Oh. Notice as soon as he walks in, he like doesn't have his gun aimed anymore. There's a lot of like expression in their stance. These guys are good actors. Like the guy playing Clark Nelson, there's a lot of expression with his stance and his facial expressions. He's a really good actor. Doing a really good job.
Over the last couple films, they've been getting more better actors where it's not just in expressions, but overall their acting ability is just getting better.
Have you noticed they've started to really start to make the humans the villains a lot now? They've started
Well,
making
aren't we
not like the
always?
villains, but like they're starting to make the humans like very villainistic. Like instead of us doing the violent things, they're acting like villains now. As before, we were just doing the wrong thing, but thinking it was right. Like we truly do, right?
Yeah, but like now
In
they're
this one,
basically
they're
just
like, no,
being
this is like
dicks.
comic book villain. Like this is like a James Bond villain right here.
There's a giant moth. Let's kill it. Man, we could solve this entire movie right now. Giant bug swatter, or like one of those giant light things that you hang outside on your like porch or whatever
Yo,
patio.
bro, Mothra is huge.
Let's just get a real big one.
Mothra gets
We have the
zapped by
technology.
Ghidorah, and she keeps going on sometimes.
Light it on fire.
So this is where the radiation hits. So they have all these like, I think I actually like the suits. What do you think of these suits, Josh? What do you think of these suits?
They look like a mix in between like flight suits and like scuba suits a little bit.
Yeah, which honestly would totally make sense if you're going into radiation. You'd want something that could withstand like ocean and extreme speeds and air pressure. So that would make sense, right?
Yeah. I mean, they kind of also look like they'd be on like the space deck of
Oh, see now they have the
in
helmets on here.
Spaceballs or something.
I like it. Totally accurate too. They have the Japan flag on all the front of all the helmets. So
Now we're watching Star Trek.
in case they have someone else on land from somewhere else, they know that they're local. You know what I mean? They're not intruding, so they don't be shot at.
You found Captain Kirk and
Whoa.
Spock.
Inside of that radiation, though, look at all the island. It's all grass and water.
Lively.
I would say that's a canvas, right? That's a painted back set piece for sure.
Oh, probably. Yeah, that's definitely like.
You can tell a lot in HD, but you know what? Like looking at it in HD and being like, is it? I know for a fact in like the old film when it was released originally theatrically, like you couldn't tell. It was probably really good. Like even this set here looks really good.
Like you can definitely tell it's like painted or green screen, but it's probably more painted, and it also doesn't move at all, right? Like everything stays exactly the same. So
yeah,
if it was trees, there'd be like wind, there'd be some movement, something.
it's funny as that's so funny as Nelson's looking at the rag from earlier, like inspecting it. Or no, he's looking at the map. No, he's looking at the rag, I think. And then Buddy from who had it originally, Zenchiro, he's like spying on him and he hits him in the face with the gun. See, I like the little slapstick, kind of like physical comedy they add to this. It takes us back, or I guess forward to Taco, because Taco came after this, technically in release, but it takes us back to Taco because we watched it 2 films ago in Godzilla versus Kong.
I missed that guy. They should have brought him back too.
Oh, he would have been great in this. The two of those guys together, hilarious. I think it would have been a little. They would have been fighting for screen the whole time, though.
Have you ever seen the Monty Python movies?
Oh yes.
Okay, we should watch those as a series at one point. At one point.
Yeah. Notes writes down in book for future ideas.
Basically.
30 ideas later.
Oh, dude, give me 5 minutes and I could have a whole list.
I know, right? Like, oh, or one of our characters getting tangled in these vines? Question mark.
I thought it was a spider for a minute, like spider legs.
Oh no! is it trying to take off his mask or? Oh, it's suffocating me. They're like tentacles or something. Oh, and he sees two little women,
The Shining,
miniature Shining.
pre-Shining.
Honey, I Shrunk the Shining kids.
That was terrible. I'm ashamed of you.
Good. Oh, and then they find him passed out. It must have let him go. He's unconscious. Probably couldn't get through their super awesome radiation suits. I bet you any money those are made out of space titanium.
Oh yeah, because there's lots of spaces in between each part of it.
Everything is better when it's from space. We'll learn that later in these movies. Vampire plant. That's what it was. A vampire plant. Oh, that's right. The vampire plant makes an appearance in this movie. That's the other
so
creature
weird.
that's in this. A vampire plant. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
How do I get
like,
one?
Why would a plant want blood though? What's so in blood that it could need?
How do I get one? I want one. Well, a miniature version.
Nutrients, oxygen. I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting thought. Because plants are pretty carnivorous. They eat sorts of things. Like there's like bugs, plants eat bugs and decompose things for nutrients. Like, I wonder if there's a type of plant that would harness like a mosquito would, where it would just like latch on, and then it uses like pricks to like poke you, and then it like drains the blood through its leaves.
Well, like if that was a real plant, they should just put them in prisons. Problem solved.
Oh my god.
Food.
This journalist is just getting screwed left and right. He's getting attacked by Nelson, Mr. Clark Nelson, our bad guy here. He's getting attacked and like is like emotionally abused from him. And then the guy who he went with, the doctor, he's like wants nothing to do with him. Poor guy's just there for nothing. He really likes his job. Let's put it that way. I guess he's a true journalist.
I noticed the last few, you can basically like make the entire movie like a half hour if you wanted to, but there's a lot of like building character and kind of
comedy bits.
Yes.
You can tell they were experimenting with different forms and different genres in each film hard.
Yeah, like adding more like takes on it or trying to. Just it's something I've noticed because like the last one they had a little, or well, I guess the one after, because like I'm talking about the one with the taco. But there was comedy in that one, right? And you're just like, oh, okay. A little new and more story compared to just being like, all right, so this is the character, this is the monster, how do we beat it?
Yeah. I mean, the next two, like Mothra versus Godzilla and then Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, similar in theme, different in concept.
So are the one guy with the camera just taking pictures of the tiny women?
Yeah. This is for my collection.
No one's gonna believe this. Also, if these women were alive, they'd be like the #1 paid sideshow person ever.
Oh, it's funny that you say that.
Because like they're like the size of my foot.
Look at those guys. They're thinking the
same
same
are they
thing.
just oh yeah. Well, now I feel bad. Yeah, release them.
Look at Nelson. He's just creepily like picks them up and grabs them violently.
I don't like that Nelson guy. He looks weird. Also, the dolls have like, it's like a weird literal blue around them.
They didn't cut around it perfectly, the blue screen.
They tried. It's because they were moving
too much.
Also, did you notice when
Nelson
they picked them up?
the guns on them. Oh, but here we go.
Oh, like always.
All these natives come out now, and from a distance it's okay, but as we get closer, we'll realize that it's not okay.
Cannibals. But did you notice when they picked them up, they were dolls?
Oh yeah. You'll see a lot of clever tricks. Do we want to know why it's not okay now as they get closer?
Cannibals.
No, look at the amount of
it's a music gang.
Full of blackface.
Oh. Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention to that. I was just like, they're just jamming rocks against each other, and I'm like, what is happening?
There might be a few like Maybe just more tanned individuals, but some of them are yes, very much painted
So they
heavily.
straight up just painted these humans.
Yeah, some of them are really painted.
Get
But
wrecked.
right now they're like doing music, getting more intense, getting closer. Like they're gonna kill them essentially if they don't put these girls back. These two
So that's
fairies.
exactly where I'm like, I wasn't focusing on that. I'm just like, they're just jamming rocks against each other, and I was confused on why
Like
they were
yeah,
doing
you can
it.
see it around their eyes
Oh yeah, okay, cool. I wasn't even
where
paying
they're white,
attention.
but they're not white.
Oof. Maybe they're just really dirty.
I don't want to like give them the benefit of the doubt. It's just not right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Weird. I would have just left them, white, and then just
Yeah.
been like what does it matter?
I don't know. It's like in what's that one really Americanized movie about the caveman and stuff like that, where like all the women are like incredibly hot and like way more well kept than the men are, and it's like super sexist.
I
Like
don't
everyone was
no
okay
clue.
with that. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I just know that was like a big deal, and like
Uh-huh.
it was like everyone's freaking out about it. Oh, here we go.
Man, I would have
Eye patch
nicely
man and
talked
everyone
to
entered
those.
exiting the boat.
They should have nicely talked to those little people, like the little two girl things, and been like, you want to make some money because they'll pay you well.
Yeah. So now all of our people who went on the expedition to the island and found the fairies, they're now coming back on the boat. They've all come back. Everyone's like, "Yay, you're back! Our strands of ribbon worked, and we polluted the ocean and killed a bunch of things that now we can't eat, and now our oceans are getting low, and it's all our fault." That speaks for all water pollution, by the way.
Don't hurt the turtles.
Don't hurt aqualife. We don't know enough about the ocean. Stop damaging it before we know enough about it.
Also, don't go to marine land. I don't know if I've already said that,
And don't
but
go to aqua
don't go
containment
there.
centers. It's
Eye
not worth
patch
it. You want to go see
unknown.
animals in a and go on like a if you want to go see whales, go and do whale watching or something where you go see them in their natural habitat and they like come right beside you. It's way more cooler to see them like that.
Well, how am I supposed to see you? Get it? Didn't.
Jesus Christ. You're treading in dangerous waters, boy. Oh ship. Now the journalist is like, being all smart ass about all the shit he's found to the doctor here. It's cool. The guy who plays this doctor here, though, he actually comes back in the Heisei era in '92, I believe it is, when the Godzilla versus Mothra Battle for Earth or Godzilla and Mothra Battle for Earth comes out. Next big Godzilla Mothra film after the next one. He makes an appearance, but older. Super cool. So let's remember his face because it's funny. Guy in the brown sweater there. Him.
Yeah, they really like to reuse characters, but I guess, like I was saying earlier, you find good actors and you're like, why not run with it or at
But
least
the
try
cool
and bring
thing
them
is
back?
he plays the same character he plays here.
Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah, they keep a continuity. A lot of the films in the Heisei era, obviously because that's after the Showa era. So in the Showa era, it ended. That was the end. What happens, happens. You'll see, and then it's over. And then the Heisei era starts, and they pretend like none of the Showa era happened except for the original. So it's just like
Mothra.
Gojira, Mothra, and Rodan happened, and then here's the Heisei series.
So are they just discovered Mothra, or at least it written down? So they're like, what's that? Giant moth, basically.
Yeah.
The She-Ra of moths.
So like 1984 and Biollante and King Ghidorah all pay homage to these past ones, and then Mothra's comes back to this one.
Oh, and they're going back to
Oh
try and
yeah,
kidnap them.
of
Dumb,
course.
dumb choice.
So
Stupid.
they're like, oh, okay, here come around. Okay, now we'll go on to someone else's. You notice he has a different symbol on his hat. Is it? I'm trying to see who he's working with here. It's like another. Is it the Soviets? Is that what it's
I
supposed
think
to
it's a
be?
symbol for asshole.
Well, yeah, but they're going after these girls now after they've came back, so no one knows, and they're definitely going to kidnap them. It's really
Where's
messed
this
up.
tribe at?
Oh, here they come.
Good. Cannibal Holocaust them.
Here they come. Smacking their rocks together. Boom, kaka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka. Ah, death, we're gonna kill you and slit your fucking throat. Yeah. And then they just get
Oh,
shot. Oh, no, they just fall. Like there's no blood splatter. There's guys.
Oh, they'd be mowing these people down. I'm just
Yeah.
saying they're using like some pretty powerful guns.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to show blood, but you could have made it like more darker at night, and that way you wouldn't have to have painted them and made it incredibly
Well, they
wrong.
tried, right? Like I feel like that's why the scene is at night where
Yeah, I
it's
guess yeah.
darker so they could get away with
But
it
with
and
the
they don't
type of
have to
film
show
at the
blood.
time, like I'm sure when this was all like, heavily fuzzy and stuff, they couldn't have made it any darker because then you would have been able to see anything. As of right now, it's kind of clear for us, right? So,
Yeah, they're basically just murking all of them. So
oh yeah, just mowing them down in the rivers. So they now
Mothra.
stolen the ferries and then shot up all these people. This guy's crawling up the stairs in blood, so why couldn't he get blood earlier? He's praying to Mothra.
So I assume that's like Mothra is their god, like how
Yes.
in all the other films, basically. All right, cool.
Yeah. Oh, there's the egg there. That's a cool shot. And then you have like the painted canvas set below that they were standing on. You can kind of see the arches at the bottom where he was just standing, so you can see it in the comparison of size. Nice little touch. Probably couldn't see it in the original cut as well there.
They straight up just stole them.
So this journalist knew about these girls for 5 years and he never told anybody. But he's worried that they would have been injured. I mean, at least he's looking out for the protection. You can tell that's why they're the good guys in this film. They're looking out for the better of humanity and the better of the girls, making sure they're okay. While the other guys are like, let's rob people of their money and kidnap these fairies and kill a bunch of people. Nelson's a sack of shit. That's what we know from this movie already.
Well, yeah, exactly. It just shows that everyone, or at least that one person, always has to have the greed in it and has to go back. Like they straight up killed like 30, 40 tribe people just so he can gain some profit off of it.
I mean, but how much profit do you think he's gonna make?
That's all a guessing game,
Because all
but
these
just
people are lined up right here, like to see.
but also
something.
just shows the real world, right? Like everyone also
Yeah, this
has
movie
to
is
have
a
that
great
overall.
shot of greed. Like the other films may have been like, disaster response time and world issues with nuclear scares and like war and stuff like that. And this one's more based around like greed and corporate, towering and monopolizing. It's nasty cutthroat business. So now we get kind of reminds me of like the classic Kong film here, but we get Nelson up on the stage here and he's presenting in the grand theater. He's about to present something, and you got the whole like orchestra down playing the symphony and like the intros and the music. This is great. It still looks good though, like it's a valid effect. So the top of the theater, the curtains open.
Oof.
And this chariot, this small miniature chariot. It's funny because at first you're like, is that supposed to be regular size? That's awful. But it's actually a miniature chariot because it's carrying the fairies. So it's actually just a small chariot. So in mind, it's a brilliant scene because they just made a miniature sized chariot. And we're like, usually we'd use this for a regular size. We don't need to work that hard because it is just a small chariot. And it's theatrical. So it's just for like what they made for the show. It's not like it actually works.
Also, I feel like the people looking from below would make it look like it's small, but and then it continues to just be small the entire time.
Yeah. Almost like they think it's a magic trick or illusion at some point.
Exactly.
Everyone's just giddy and excited to see what's in there. Then he opens it up here, and you can obviously see the fairies are inside, so we know. But
I am not a monster. I am a
audience has
human
no idea.
being.
Oh, here
That's
we
how I
go.
always feel with sideshow
This is where we get the
performers or
song.
anything like that. Sad.
Mothra.
Is that where you were referencing at the beginning?
Yes.
Oh, that was terrible. I was so confused. I was like, what is happening?
Mothra. It's classic, bro. It's a great tune.
When's that death metal cover coming out?
Oh, don't tempt me with a good time.
Please do. Release that.
It's not as I mean our cool little Godzilla metalcore frog intro is pretty cool. No,
I don't know, man. Make an entire band out of it, just Godzilla related.
I mean Gojira.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So there you go. Gorilla Whale. It's
That
funny because their
melody.
name used to be Godzilla, no, and then they had to change it to Gojira.
I have no clue.
I believe that's how it is. Let me just do a quick little look up on the site here on the computer on the interweb.
I honestly never really checked them out until the past like 2 or 3 years, and then just
Same.
kind of random songs, and I was like, I can dig this hard.
Yeah, they were known as Godzilla from 1996 to 2001, and then because of legal rights, they had to change their name, so they changed to Gojira.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is pretty badass. This song goes on for a while, but like the visuals of what's happening and like the fact that they're summoning Mothra, it makes it a little more okay. Plus, it's a great tune. There's a lot worse songs that go on for a lot longer in this series, so just you wait, folks.
And now they're like doing some weird dancing in a circle.
Yeah, doing some weird tribal dance together. Hopefully, none of this man's body paint rubs off on her here. It's a cool shot though. They're all dancing below. This is just a backed up shot from what we saw earlier, panned down and zoomed in version of what we saw earlier. And then it's cool. You can see them dancing, and then they cut the egg in over top with the lightning going. It's a good special effects shot. I just wish there wasn't so much painted people.
That's some beautiful blood.
Yeah, they're sacrificial blood. No, it must be some kind of juice. It's not blood.
Looks like acrylic paint with water.
I'm assuming this would be like a foreshadow of like the juices that were on Skull Island, but it's not called Skull Island in King Kong versus Godzilla. It's called Fantasy Island, something like that.
So they're basically just summoning a demon, but the demon being Mothra.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a demon. She's like a deity, but she's a good deity.
Yeah, but either way, summoning a spirit monster thing.
Yeah. Something otherworldly. Now they're like, okay, you got to get out of here. You're not allowed to be in here. And the cavalry arrives. Now all of our characters finally emerge together. The kid with the mouse from earlier, the photographer, and then you get our two main characters here, goofball journalist and serious doctor. And they're telling Nelson what's up straight up.
Well, they should take him back.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wrong. They kidnapped these girls and are forcing them to work.
Oof.
And now he's like lying to them, telling them like, oh yeah, you think they want to go back? They're perfectly fine. You also notice how a lot of the times the bad guys get facial hair and mustaches.
I think that's just to make them look more fancy and rich like.
Yeah, but they're like, for Sir Nelson here, we can't give him a mustache because he does so much
too much of an
with
asshole.
Yeah, and he goes a lot of talking with his lips. He's like the clean cut, douchey salesman look.
I feel like he would look super weird with a mustache.
Yeah, he would look really different, that's for sure.
Or he was trying to go with a Bond kind of thing going on.
Very Bond. Oh, then they take the camera from her, so they can't take any pictures. Getting a little handsy there, guy. Oh, here we go. Oh, they appear to be happy at first.
They're in a bird cage. They're definitely not happy.
No. Well, they probably know that Mothra is coming to save them at this point, so. Notice how the cage is now not gold from this shot.
Didn't even notice it. They should straight up just take them out and stick them in their pockets.
You can tell that it's like it's a green screen issue. They couldn't have the green because there's green and gold, so it takes the green out of the gold, so it just makes it a dark overshade. See, because from there it's gold because that's a set they're in with gold bars. And they're not putting the girls in from that shot, so it can be gold. So you can tell when they green screened the minute it was a set. Like that's a set with them regular sized. That's with them green screened out of it. That's on set too, but the green screen behind their set. It's cool when you can see all the angles of where they did what. I mean, it sucks in the other shot that it's the cage is blackened out, but that's little things. I'm sure if I didn't point it out to you, you probably would have noticed right away.
I'm still in awe that they're just like thoughts and ideas. We're learning, or like
Yeah, well, they're
pick up on it.
Yeah, they have they're telepathic. They use
That's cool.
telekinesis. Yeah, that's how they're able to communicate with Mothra and everything. The fairies are telepathic. That's how they communicate with Mothra. They're like the main connectors between the kaiju and the humans.
They should just put them in their pockets and take them home.
They have like security and guns, and those guys are crazy, man. And they don't have any weapons. And the cage is locked.
Oof. They're gonna tell them about Mothra.
Yeah. Yep. It just shows though, hey, greed, and then look what's coming to you.
What if Mothra just like squished them though? Came all that way for nothing.
I imagine it's some kind of like teleportation, telekinetic thing, like spirit thing. So I know in future films they explore how they move and transport and how they get around a little more. And this one they just kind of run and they get captured. It's a little more different in future films. So
Just open already.
Yeah, the fairies make an appearance in a lot of films.
I feel like they should have did a cocoon and not an egg.
No, it's got to be an egg.
Nah, the egg's weird.
But the egg hatches into the larva, and then the larva cocoons into Mothra.
Oh, okay.
So there's different forms. Like, yeah.
If a moth comes out of this, it would be weird. They should just have it in a cocoon.
No, moths come out of eggs, and then they turn into cocoon, and then they cocoon into moths. Oh, it's cool shot of the Mothra puppet breaking out of the egg. I think the Mothra puppet looks better in this than it does in future films in the show era. Again, I think it's because in this one the budget was all on Mothra. This is Mothra's movie. While the other ones, it's like, it's just destroy all monsters. Okay, Mothra's like the fifth character. We'll just throw together her old suit and patch it up with some shitty paint jobs. Duster off the shelf, half-ass duster, so the dust still falls off. We'll just call it dust or like pollen.
Dusty. It means you finally have enough tickets to buy something from the arcade.
Oh yeah.
Little pencil, or
you can get the little finger puppets that look like Godzilla and Godzilla Raids Again.
Exactly.
As Josh pointed out when we watched that film.
Because you're a dick.
See, now they're trying to like really press charges and confront Nelson about what's going on. Expose him. Because like they don't care. They're like, oh, we're making money off this. That's fine. But it's like, oh wow, our country's in danger. It just shows how like even the politics and the government and the law enforcement don't care. They're like, oh, they kidnapped these girls from a native island. Whatever. Just shows volumes. It's no different here. It's awful. The world's a terrible place, people. But now that they're like, oh, it's going to affect us. There's this monster coming. Oh, then we should do the right thing. It's like, yeah, we have to do that for you to understand. Come on.
Giant water worm just coming for them.
Larva Mothra making their way downtown to Japan.
I was just thinking the same thing.
She's gonna crash shit and you're all dead.
I like the weird lights around it in the water.
Yeah, like it's admitting there's a cool destruction scene there.
Bye-bye ship.
Just mucks that boat in half. And it's funny because Mothra in the future ones, and like even here, she's kind of shown as a good deity, but it's because, you're messing with her turf. She's going to restore balance. Mothra will definitely help out. The poster. The poster is really great because it says mightiest monster in all creation.
For Mothra?
Yeah. And then you're like,
Hmm.
what? But then it says ravishing a universe for love. And you're like, oh, okay.
I bet that's an interesting poster.
Yeah. It's not bad. For y'all watching on YouTube, you'll see it. It'll be on our video stream here. It's pretty good. Yeah, they're like, that's it. They're not gonna do anything about this. They don't believe us. We're getting out of here. It's like, well, no shit, bro. You just told them that some crazy guy robbed two fairies from this native land and is making a bunch of money, and that they summoned a giant moth creature, and now it's plummeting towards the city to destroy everyone. They would just think that you're some businessman who wants part of the take, and he's mad. You know what I mean? That's how they would
Yeah.
see it from their angle. They don't know what's going on. It was all kept secret. It was hush hush. They were doing an exploration on the island. They don't know what's going on. Oh, he tries to go in without him. This is a funny fight scene here. The journalist hits him with the paper. It's funny because he's surprisingly pretty good. Look at him. Comes out of nowhere. He's fighting him with a paper in his hand. Oh, here we go. The henchmen are gathering. Was it going to be some kung fu movie right here? I hope so. Breaks out. This is just the raid or some shit. Like, crouching tiger. Let's go.
I don't know if this man's gonna
He
be able
fake
to do
scares
this.
them and then he just pushes them down the stairs. It's
Oh,
clever.
that's a big sell right there.
Yeah. Oh, and then he grabs his leg and he's hanging onto the railing. Ow, my leg. He's like a faker. He's fighting so dirty. It's so funny. You can tell he's a journalist. Oh,
True.
that one was close.
Probably
Oh,
works for
jump
like
cut.
CNN or New York Times or something.
Yeah. He's had a lot of fights in the streets. I'm not known as Bulldog for nothing. I wonder if that was the actual line or if that was translated.
He knows what's up.
Bulldog.
That green screen.
Oh, see, it's another rough one there. Why wouldn't they just have the set they had, the piece they had in from before? Maybe they didn't have it that day, or they added the seating later, or someone broke it. They got a lot of outfits. I
What if
mean, I
they
guess they
just
have a
like
lot of doll outfits in Japan and stuff like that. That makes sense.
what if they just like took him home? Would Mothra stop coming for him?
Well, she's kind of already on her way. They've summoned her. She's kind of not going to stop now.
Yeah, but I mean, like, say you were like, okay, she's already on the way, so just start taking them back, and then would Mothra turn around and be like, okay, so
But right now
I
they aren't allowed to
feebled
take
them.
them, right? Because they're under custody of Nelson, and Nelson won't take them back.
Well, Nelson's a dick, so
Yeah, he's ruining. That's why he's the one who's literally causing all of this destruction that's gonna happen. And it even gets worse, bro. Just watch how big of a dick Nelson turns out to be.
it's all his fault.
It's all Nelson's fault. Nelson's a sack of shit. With a very different frequency. It's cool. You can actually see them adjust. That's actually a cool shot of the wavelengths. You can see them glitch out and fluctuate differently. It's not just like a constant length. I mean, they probably just had something plugged in and then jiggled the cord.
So
But
they're basically just trying to put the girls in a box so that like their communication with Mothra will be cut off.
yeah, so they can stop Mothra from seeing where they are. So
Well, I
they'll
mean,
attack everything else, but they won't be able to locate Nelson. Because Nelson just still wants to keep the girls for himself. He's greedy.
all right, yeah,
He could
fair,
hold he
okay.
could hold the country for ransom if he wanted to.
Yeah,
Like
I
if you
guess
don't
so.
give me $5 million and grant me, admission from everything that's happened, I'm gonna, let Mothra destroy everything. You literally just go terrorist angle and then dip to a different country.
Mexico.
Yep. You totally could. We might actually see him do that. Who knows?
Ride Mothra to Mexico.
Give me a ride or I'll kill these bitches.
May as well.
Good plane shots there. Oh,
Definitely
they got a
getting better.
bomb Mothra now.
They're definitely getting better with their plane and boat shots. It's a
They
lot
learned
less
after Rodan.
It's a lot less 3D models and like miniatures and actual like I mean, yeah, there's miniatures, but like everything was a miniature in those other movies.
Yeah. Oh, they drop all the barrels around Mothra, and then they launch missiles. They're gonna pretty much light the water on fire. Is that their plan? Oh my goodness. Oh, that bomb landed. Hey, there's a rainbow in that shot. Water pans over. There's a rainbow picked up on the camera. That's cool.
Should have
Oh
dropped one
yeah.
of those oxygen bombs,
Look at, they
man.
were just putting all that oil in that water, and then lighting it on fire,
Shrieks.
trying to kill Mothra. Mothra's just pushing through it. Yo, Mothra don't care. She's coming for her baby. She's gonna mess you up. Nelson's just taking shots. I would be too if I had the whole country in the palm of my hand and they were all about to attack me.
I'd just be like, give me a house.
Yeah, they're like, you should keep them in the box until you know Mothra's dead. Like, Mothra's gonna be dead, bro. Come on. Yeah, they're gonna do it for the innocent of the people. No, it's just gonna get lost and want to destroy everything. You're only protecting the people in your vicinity. She's still pissed. Oh. Water go bubble bubble. Was
Is
that
he eating like a
marshmallow?
marshmallow? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Was he eating
Maybe
like
an
a
egg,
marshmallow?
like a hard-boiled egg.
I was eating something.
I think it would have been a hard-boiled egg.
Maybe a bun.
Whatever it was white and it kind of looked fluffy, and he just inhaled it because he saw something coming out of the water. He's like, "Oh shit!" And just
Finish the food, man. Don't,
Hungry,
don't
hungry
let it
hippoed
go to
it.
waste.
I guess. Oh, there's a call for Mr. Nelson. It's extremely
Bond.
important, right? He could be a Bond character
Or a Bond villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just be like a cheap Wish version of the actual Bond who's always trying to compete.
Oh no, so he's saying they should cancel the performance. Well, no shit.
Well, hell yeah, Mothra is eventually going to be here. They should use that oxygen bomb, man. Forgotten knowledge.
That's right. That's the whole movie is learning from your mistakes.
They make too many mistakes. Now
Oh,
there's a worm coming through the dam.
The crack effect in the dam there. It's cool. Stop animations painted on slowly, but it's cool. It works.
It worked well.
Yeah.
It still looks good.
And the dam
Same with
break
the
here is
miniature.
really good too. Yeah.
That green screen doesn't look good.
Nope, it's making the cage blue black again. Why did they not shoot those from the set? I never understand. It looked better.
Mothra.
Mothra. Mothra.
I have that in my head all night now.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah, that's a tricky one. Wait till you hear the Jaga theme in Godzilla versus Megalon. Punch, punch, punch. Jaga, Jaga. Great classic.
They're getting real creative with these songs.
Oh man, yeah, the music's great. Music is always top quality, and some of them they get silly, but they're still good. Oh, see, that's a good dam break. That looks great. The only other films we really missed in the Toho series, we missed the Mysterians, which is kind of just like your typical alien invader story, and then Varen, the Unbelievable, which you might watch for a joke episode one day because it's very awful, and that was 1958. And then it would have been, I believe, a 2-year break, and then Mothra came out in 61.
Mothra.
Hurry, get out of here. That's a good shot. The water coming through the Valley. Excuse me. Sorry, Valley.
I also feel like they stopped doing a lot of the miniatures because they were just getting destroyed. Like we've talked about beforehand, right? Like people spend a lot of time building them just to destroy them.
So yeah, it's a waste of money if you can do the shot without it.
Exactly. You get like one shot, one opportunity. This is everything you ever wanted.
Boom. Oh, the baby. I love how they leave the baby behind. Like how?
Baby will float away. It's okay.
And the police pull her back. Like, no, it's okay. And this guy runs for the baby. Save the baby. Of course they're gonna save the baby. Like they're gonna let the baby die. And our main character is going there now, so of course it has to be okay. Oh, and then down goes the bridge. That's a cool shot. A little bit of blue screen edging, but still a cool
That's
shot.
okay. For its time, I'll accept it. I'll let it pass.
Blue screen, they're getting creative. Plus, this is HD and everything's like it's restored, right? So everything's saturated as hell. So the blue's only like turned up, so you can see it even more. Probably
restored to its true piece of shit. No,
yeah, exactly. In that case, yeah. But then there's some really good shots, like the cracking in the wall, where you can really see how it's done, and it's really cool.
Man, they should have literally kidnapped them. I've already said it 3 times, but they should have just like taken those girls, stuck them, like shoved them in their pockets.
Like
and
Buddy
been
already
on the
fought
island.
them. They might as well have done it by now.
Yeah, exactly. Should have just stolen that entire cart thing and ran away.
Now watch. Incognitus chicken. The kid was hiding in the chicken costume.
That's ridiculous.
Golden. Absolute gold. Learn from his mouse. Ah, see, that was all what the mouse was for. A little foreshadowing that he was going to learn to be sneaky like the mouse. And now he's going to save the fairies.
They got to put on their clothing.
Save everyone. I'll take you with me to my house. And then I'll take you back to your island. There you go. Wow, it's like they've been listening to you the whole time, Josh.
Finally. Big brain over here.
So now I have, you know how he says they don't call me the bulldog for nothing?
Yeah.
So in the original, do you know what his nickname was?
The puppy dog?
The snapping turtle.
Oh, God.
His name was Zenchiro the snapping turtle Fukuda.
I'd call him Snappy.
Is he a snapping turtle? Because he's just like, yep, getting out of story, like all over you. Fierce, like the snapping turtle. I mean, they got bites of steel. Oh, this kid starts trying to fight them. Yo, he's throwing hands. Amazing. Oh, yo, he just full out assaulted that kid, and now he's stuffing a gag in his mouth. Yo, what the fuck are we watching right now?
I don't know, man. We've already decided Nelson's a dick. Anyone that is friends with this man is
Nelson's
a dick.
Abducting a child, everyone. I mean, the kid was robbing him, but still, he could have just like tied him up by the wrist and then called the authorities.
Is it really robbing if he kidnapped them and he's like the little kid's re-kidnapping the kidnapped?
No, exactly. In reality,
to free them.
But like, in the eyes of the law, they don't know that, right? So they're just like, what's going on? They could have swung it the other way if he just like these intruders, then they would have took him away.
Just wild, my friend. The law.
Oh, did you hear that? Apparently Nelson has to release the girls. They're ordering a release. The government's going to arrest him now.
Took him long enough.
Oh no, they're gone. And so is the kid. Uh-oh. Oh, there's his hat. Good detectives. There we go, Hardy boys. Oh, even better. They find the kid? Is this where they find him?
He's just hiding.
Oh, yeah, he's all tied up and beaten under the sofa. Dear God. Tied up with a gag in his mouth. The poor kid. And they put like makeup on his face for bruises and everything. Jesus. This would have never been allowed to be on film. Just
Nah,
kind of like it probably could
nah.
have been, but it wouldn't have been. No, not in a movie like Mothra or Godzilla. That's for sure. Though we see some even worse things in the future, folks. So just you wait. Oh, here we go. Here's the Mothra and the miniature
That's
sets
a
here.
meh kind of looking Mothra.
Yeah, from the backside, it looked a little rough there. Mothra looking a
Kind of
little rough from the backside.
kind of looks like a giant turd wiggling through the train tracks.
That's what she's been compared to a lot. Giant turd.
All right. Well, looks like a giant turd, everyone.
The larva form looks turdy. That's why it's so cool though. So like land driven and not as colorful and bright and not as round. And then it turns into like, like this beautiful butterfly with all these vibrant colors and flies. It's like the polar opposite of what it cocoons into. Larva forms are pretty cool though, because they can shoot like webbing and stuff out of their mouths.
Well, like it looks better close up. Like with these close up shots, okay. But like
Yeah.
that back angle, man, like that
I
looked
believe
ridiculous.
this one was actually a suit. I know later on in some of them Mothra's a puppet, but right here this is actually somebody like on all fours kneeling in a suit. Like that would be a wheel shot, but some of them are like on wheels and then someone's inside operating the head. I know in the future they go to like mainly puppet work, but after the next couple, they've had so many kaiju where they have to have like 14 operators sometimes. So I'm sure they won't mind having 4 people to operate a Mothra larva.
Nah,
I imagine they would prefer that.
probably wouldn't take them too long to do it either. Just kind of shove them all in the suit and be like, go.
Yeah, exactly. So we're getting like the last 30 minutes of the film here. So this is when shit's gonna go down. Oh, Mothra's just tearing through the seats, the city streets. That's what they have. The seats, yo, the city streets, the seats. Know what I'm saying? All right. So the Mothra larva is working its way through, just chucking down all these miniatures. I like the work. The tanks could be better, but the miniatures and the larva are really good. Unnecessary blue screen. Could have just done a shot of the soldiers in front of the building and not the tank. But I guess they had to show the tank. So, like I said, though, without the saturation and restoration, it probably would have been a little better. So, ooh. I like the smoke too off the fireworks in this one and all the missiles. The smoke looks really good. And that's a really good building demolition.
They're getting real creative with their miniatures on these ones.
Yeah, adding lots of layers. Like that one had like its outside layer like it normally would, but then they added in like the framework and you could see like the cement dust. Like there was a lot of detail in that building. Because the ones that are just getting whatever in the background, but the close-up ones, you're like, okay, guys, you got to put extra detail into this one.
I want to know what they were using for all their miniatures for like the concrete. It breaks really easy, right? So they probably have like a flour water kind of thing going on that they use.
Yeah, after we watch
so
all
it just
the
like
show
breaks
ones,
through.
we could maybe do like there's a couple behind the scenes. We can do a couple views and like watch how they did it afterwards. That way it doesn't break
I'm
the
just
magic for us too hard.
curious. Oh, now they're in Paris. Just kidding.
No,
But
yeah, no. Imagine. And you're in Paris.
boom. Well, I mean, it's a big worm, so could probably make some pretty far distance. I don't know if you can get to from Japan to Paris in like
around the
20
world.
minutes, but we'll see.
Oh, excuse me. So now they've raised all the bridges, got everyone out, and they're like, okay, we're gonna
Raising
demo
hell.
Mothra. It's coming right for that tower. Tokyo Tower. Yeah, it's Tokyo Tower. Yeah. It's literally just the tower in Tokyo. It's called Tokyo Tower. So that's where Mothra's heading, and God, we hope she doesn't destroy it too bad. It's a beautiful tower. It'd be cool when we go do our trip to Japan. We'll get to go, and I'm gonna make a list of all the different like cool places where like Mothra went to the Tokyo Tower here and other spots. I'm gonna take silly tourist pictures at all of them like a loser.
Okay, but I demand you be in costume. I want you to dress up like Mothra and pretend to attack the building.
I'll just Photoshop her in afterwards and I'll react like I'm there.
Please. We can get blankets made.
More blankets, all the blankets.
All the blankets, and it'll straight up just be your vacation pictures. Photoshop slightly.
Oh, she's climbing the tower. You go, Mothra. Oh, the doomsday sirens blaring now, though. They're officially on alert. Yo, she's fucking up Tokyo Tower. This is real struggle now. Oh, starts to bend the tower down. No, she's destroying it. No.
This is what you get for kidnapping my ladies.
I mean, technically she was climbing it and they shot at her and she kind of fell and pulled it down. I don't think that was her intention.
Nah, she's sassy.
She a sassy larva. And she
I'm
ain't
okay
gonna
with
let
it.
no army man tell her what to do.
Nah, she's coming. She's got a mission, my friend.
I respect that. You
She
go,
just wants her
Mothra.
fam back.
Oh, she looks creepy upside down. Her eyes
Yeah.
changes
Like
her
there's
expression.
certain shots where you're like, damn, okay, that looks kind of like menacing. Like, to be honest, could be a horror movie creature. And then there's moments where you're like, no.
Well, I know in the States, like in Mothra versus Godzilla in the first North American release, it was released as Godzilla versus the Thing, and Mothra was known as the Thing.
Surprised they didn't just be like the worm.
Or yeah, or something, or the moth. I don't know, I guess they didn't like the idea of saying it was a moth because it made it sound not as dangerous.
This worm just straight up Spider-Man to helicopter out of the sky. What is life?
I'd be like, yo, moth ant, like anything's dangerous at that size. Come on. Don't matter what it is, it's gonna be a roly-poly bug. It's gonna it's gonna F some shit up.
Yeah, that's fair. Giant bugs would definitely not be a good thing for Josh.
Like a giant fly would mess up the world. Are you joking? It would just regurgitate acid all over a building and then eat everybody.
Oh, finally, it's doing a cocoon.
There you go.
It's cocooning time. So basically, for the next like 12 levels that he has to level up, he can only use Harden.
Exactly.
Liar.
Wow. So the what's it, 33? Oh, no, that's larva form. So Mothra's larva form in the original Mothra was portrayed by a 3-foot long remote controlled puppet and a 6-foot tall, 33-foot long suit that was operated by 8 actors. That's how big Mothra was outside. Oh my god, dude, 33 feet. Shit.
They probably
son.
got those people that did like Year of the Dragon, and they have like the full dragon costume.
Yeah.
Like people that have done that before, or at least kind of have fluency with the motion of it, so that then the worm would look more real like, right?
Just put it into perspective. The average backing of a transport truck is about 33 feet. So the puppet of Mothra that's in this movie when she comes out of larva form into her puppet was 33 feet long. So that's
Can you imagine seeing that outside?
That'd be amazing.
Would it though? Would it really?
But that's just the puppet. Technically she's way bigger in the movies.
Yeah. But for now, imagine if you just, tomorrow woke up, looked out the window, and there's a giant worm staring at you the size of a truck.
It would be the butterfly version, like the moth version.
Oh, the moth. Okay, either way, it's
long.
fucking scary. Like,
yeah, the what was it? The larva was only 3 by 6, 3 feet wide by 6 feet long. Yeah, but I think it was. I don't mess up my stuff here. Yeah, a 3-foot long remote controlled puppet, and then there was a 6-foot tall, 33 foot long suit that was the Mothra. Second form.
The Mothra.
Oh, so now she's official cocoon. Looks like a giant peanut. Yeah.
It does look like a giant peanut. Don't look at the sun.
Well, they're gonna drop a bomb on it. No, isn't that what they said they were gonna do? Did I miss that part? Yeah, they're
I
launching
think
something
so.
at her.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna try and shoot something, drop something, but like
I don't think they would drop a bomb, but maybe if they're shooting missiles or the sun. Oh yeah, they're doing some kind of sun ray stuff here.
but let's be real, if this was real and there was a giant peanut shaped thing on a tower, people would definitely drop a bomb. They'd be like, all right, so F this, we're done. Let's just drop the bomb. Everyone leave.
Well, not necessarily. Like, there's a lot you could learn from it, right? Depending on, like, for like pharmaceutical reasons,
Now
scientific
you sound
reasons.
like the doctor from the first
Dr.
Godzilla
Yamane.
movie. Yes, exactly.
Well, it's true.
I know it's true, but like you can only do so much. And if this was the real world, they'd be like, nah,
She's only hunting right now
it's them or
because they've
us.
taken somebody. Yeah, so they're just using heat projection guns, heat guns, and they're trying to fry the egg essentially and cook Mothra alive from the inside. Probably using some kind of radiation ray. Got all their funky glasses on, their Terminator glasses. Commonly asked questions: is Mothra Godzilla's girlfriend? Yes, they're married.
Is it?
No. They have a symbiotic relationship. They're like,
What would that even be? Like a flying Godzilla if they had a kid?
oh my god,
Like
no,
a real furry one?
Mothra reproduces like asexually, like spiritually, kind of like a Dalai Lama-esque thing. Like, one dies, another one appears and is created again, and so on and so forth. Like a spiritual deity. While Godzilla reproduces asexually, so they don't actually mate. Fun fact. There you go, people.
Why do you know that?
What do you mean? How many times have I seen these movies?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
Yeah,
everyone just comes at this point, everyone just comes from a giant egg. So
Godzilla's
who am I to say anything?
Godzillasaur, a Godzillasaurus.
Fuck, at this point, I came from a giant egg.
See, so now they're on a farm away from everything. They've fled. And now they're talking over the radio about how Mothra has officially been like killed, and like you can see how the egg is like catching on fire. The monster Mothra is dead. So they immediately turn off the radio and all start celebrating. There's nothing to stop them now. Maniacal evil villain laughs. Drink this liquor.
I feel like even if they did defeat this Mothra at this moment, they would just do that Mothra chant again, and then there would be another one.
And they're maniacal evil when they've got guns on their walls, slanted glass windows, and they're drinking liquor from the bottle. They're singing to Mothra, and they're all like, "It's dead, it's dead." Jesus, so dark, twisted. Oh, the egg. It's starting to hatch.
She doesn't look so dead, my friends.
Nope, nope, nope.
It's kind of cute.
Oh, Mothra's super cute. She's a cutie.
Literally looks like something I would try and win my girlfriend at an arcade to bring home.
I wish I could bring Mothra home. Silence.
Oh, I'm just in awe at like the whole.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
Cutie beanbag looking moth
She's still
coming out of the
everything
cocoon.
up, though. Look at her, just creating all these Rodan hurricane winds here. Not
I
quite as
bet.
strong as Rodan, but definitely enough to incapacitate the tanks and stuff so she can get through. You notice how most of her destruction here so far has been to the vehicles and hitting them into buildings, but not just taking out buildings.
She just wants her homies back.
Yep. And she gonna find them. He's like, stop fighting. This is all purposeless. Stop it. Mothra was great. Yeah, listen to Cujo.
Mothra knows.
Cujo's been right this whole time. Just listen to him.
Mothra knows exactly what's up, where she has to go.
Yep, and she is going to find. There's like a far, far away shot of a bird. It looks like they used. and she's going to find Nelson because they don't
And
have that stuff
now,
around the cage anymore, right? Because they're like, haha, they're dead.
exactly. And now it flies. So you kind of
That's so
shit out of
funny.
luck on that one.
Now they have an emergency arrest out for Nelson's arrest. And like it's global, so everyone's after him. And he just throws the radio station, the radio from radio. Physically throws the station. No. Now the whole country's after you.
They just slapped him.
Yep.
I would have hit him back.
Nope, he just submits and agrees.
Should have just hit him back. Like, really?
Man has a gun.
He didn't before that.
Man's crazy. Come on, a man who has been with this guy for this long has to be a pushover. No one who has any kind of forward driver head thinking for themselves could have worked with that psychopath. Oh, yeah. See, now they're looking for him. They're going to negotiate.
Oh, that's
No.
ridiculous. Yeah, it is. What are you going to do? Be like, can I give you another 2 humans?
They want to talk to the girls, not him. Yeah. You just have to look for Mr. Nelson. You'll find the girls. He's not letting them out of his sight. He's crazy. See, from time one of meeting Nelson, he was crazy. We just knew that he was going to be the bad guy.
Oh, 100%.
Guy's a psycho. There's a lot of miniature work here. These like all the shots they probably shot before they had the monster scenes in the miniature city. So they did all the shots to make sure everything looked okay, and that's what they used for the pan shots. Like that one there and stuff. Fire the missiles. And they're all missing. It works when the fireworks hit the back soundstage and just explode, because it looks like as if the missile just like missed on impact and just hit the sky next to Mothra, you know?
They're getting better with it. They're definitely getting better compared to them just like shooting fireworks on strings.
Yeah. Well, now it's colored too, right? So it's getting a little hard to hide that stuff. You'll notice in some of the Showa ones, especially in the Blu-ray, ones, you'll see some wires once in a while in the Showa films as they get further into them and they get a little more low budget.
This still looks better than the Transformers films with Shia LaBeouf.
Michael Bay films.
Yeah.
Lens flare, close up biceps, lens flare, advertisement.
Lots of shade thrown right there.
Zoom in, close ups, lens flare. Oh, he's seeing all the guilt now. Now Earth's after him, just like the natives. He's like, yo, he gets a gun out and points it at cops. Like, are you dumb, guy? Drop your gun. Oh, you shot a cop.
Now he's a cop killer.
Yo, this guy's dead. They're not even gonna let him live after this. He takes a cane from an old man.
Exactly.
Why did he even need the cane?
And Nelson's dead.
Yeah,
done.
He just wanted to die. He's like, I'm already going to hell. I might as well go to ultra hell and steal an old man's cane before I die.
Well, he's a kidnapper and he just killed the cop. So, like, in prison, I don't think people are gonna like him.
No, he wouldn't have lasted. They wanted to kill him at that point.
Look at all that blood.
It's realistic because the bullet would have went right through him. So, at that
yeah, but there'd still be blood.
Not necessarily on his jacket because it could have like absorbed in his lower layers too, but it would have, and he was laying down. He got shot through the back. So on his stomach, right, it would have been bloody, but not necessarily on the back because he's laying down. So all his blood's draining into his shirt and around and his other and the exit wound.
They just don't want to use blood.
Yeah. Get a better rating and yeah, don't have to ruin a
Wussies.
jacket as much as you have to. Oh yeah, Mothra's pissed now anyway. She's blowing all these cars all over the place. Oh, it's a cool shot of the one van going through the front window miniature. See, it's a tough role because like Gojira is so good, like the horror aspect of like a big like nuclear like something a traumatic like thing happening to a whole country, and then Rodan's like a super cool mystery like horror film. And then this one's like a corporate greed, political, but like emergency satire. It's good. Like there's just so much variety in these films.
Yeah, like if they didn't kidnap them, Mothra wouldn't have been released. Problem solved.
Yep.
So
Now
what we
they've
learned
got
from
them
this,
here.
kids, is leave them where they be.
Yep. So now they officially found them.
Yes, open it.
Oh, they're not going to because they're gonna probably get the twins to the island and then take it off. So Mothra will follow them back to the island.
Fair enough. Oh, you better get on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's Mothra's wrecking house here.
What is this, a 20-minute boat ride? Like, you might not, I'm just saying, you might not have city to
or
save
get
by the end
going
of this.
and
Like,
then take it off as they're riding the boat. So she realizes that they're going back. Mothra ain't stupid, so
I would have like sent them out on a ship and then like taken it off and then jumped overboard, you know?
the inscription from the cave. So it's the sun shining from behind a cross. So they
It's
think
the
it's like a
BTK
religious,
or it's the Zodiac logo.
a religious symbol for Mothra.
Yeah, the Zodiac.
Makes sense. So they're gonna use the bells. Hey, music saves the day. I'm cool with that.
Use the bells instead as the little drumming rock people.
They're using all their bells and whistles for this one, that's for sure. Every church bell to ring at 3:00.
That's gonna be really loud.
No one's sleeping. Sorry for you, y'all who's sleeping during the afternoon. It has to work. Nothing else will. Mothra's still flying around wrecking house. She's doing a lot of building destruction now at this point. She's gotten pissed. It went from destroying military vehicles. Now it's like, all right, now I'm getting pissed. I'm starting to wreck house. Oh, now they're paving way.
Anka.
Here. Mighty Machines.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I'm like, still makes me think of Mighty Machines.
Mighty Machines. Fucking love that show. Shout out to Mighty Machines. And
Was
PMK
that just a Canadian thing?
in Popular Mechanics for Kids. Yeah, probably. Is what PBS?
I have no clue.
Discovery? I'm not sure. A lot of Canadian actors, so I just assumed.
It was on when I was young and I watched it in the morning. Like Art Attack.
YTV? Was it on YTV?
No.
Was it Family
Maybe.
Channel or was it PBS?
It's probably
Teletoon?
PBS or something.
Yeah, I think it was PBS.
But it also had Art Attack and it was awesome.
Oh, that's a good bridge destruction. Not as quite as good as Rodan. I will say that. But it's
They're
still
trying
good.
their best. God.
That's a cool shot though of the water overflowing into the shipyard and the big ship like docking up onto the shore.
Just
of the
like a
city line.
bobber, just up and down. Yeah.
That's cool.
That looked good.
Definitely big jump from Rodan being, not HD
Rodan.
and restored to. Yeah.
Ha.
Oh, here she comes. Precisely 3. For whom the bell tolls. The bells toll for Mothra.
Yeah, pretty much.
At 3:00 sharp. Oh, yeah.
Hey, at my other job, I could totally be a part of this. There's just a giant rope that hangs from the ceiling with the bell. And if you pull it hard enough, the bell rings.
That's awesome. Oh,
One day at 3 p.m., you'll just be here, ding, 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 ding,
and
ding.
Mothra will show up.
I hope so.
She's gorgeous, man. Especially in the newer ones. She gets so pretty. Mothra's awesome. Oh, there's the symbol.
The Zodiac is calling.
So they've done the whole symbol on the airfield in white paint here to call Mothra down, and it shows that Mothra has some kind of intelligence because she recognizes the symbol, like it's some kind of significance. And now I believe they're gonna give her back the fairies at the airfield here.
That would make sense. Large space, so
Yeah, they're
not
going
a
with
lot
just
of
in case.
destruction.
Oh, and down goes Mothra, and she lands there, looking all cozy. The green screen there, it looks like they're letting them out of a dog cage. No, I mean, it makes it no better.
They
than it's a
basically
bird cage,
are.
yeah, I'm gonna say it pretty much is the goal. It's just prettier.
Either that, or when I was a kid, I would want this for my wrestling toys.
I like how they wanted to like green screen them into walking up to Mothra, so they have this like low shot of just Mothra's mouth and then the pavement, and there was just nothing there, so it's just this awkward close up low shot of Mothra.
Is that what we were looking for? Because I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like Mothra's got a peen.
Sayonara. See,
Bye.
that's still Japanese there. Sayonara.
I don't
That's
think you're
goodbye.
allowed to come back one day. I think you would have to go visit them.
So I said they didn't translate English to like goodbye. They kept it sayonara. Oh, they do it. Okay, there we go. I was like, why would they show that shot without them walking up to it? There it is there.
You had to wait a minute. You're Russian.
Because they're super tiny compared to her, right? Because they're fairies. They're already really small. And look at that. The fairies get to go home with Mothra.
So basically, Mothra's just a giant asshole airplane.
Yes, Mothra is just a giant asshole airplane.
I mean, if you think about it.
Oh my god.
Or like an angry parent that found out that their kid went to a party that they weren't supposed to go to.
She is the mom. She's the queen of the monster. You'll see in the next one. She's the only one who has any like voice of reason.
Moth Karen.
She's like the stop fighting children, smarten the fuck up. That's how it is. Of course, snapping turtle Fukuda over here is all like, I need to write a story now.
Bulldog.
Yeah, or sorry, in this version, he's Bulldog.
Why do you have to write a story? Everyone just seen it.
Right? You think like all the people like journalizing it while you're busy involved in it have already written the story. Like no one's gonna
not even
it.
just that. Everyone, it's kind of like
he could write a book.
Any actual disaster, right? Like people would be watching that on TV, be like, I don't need your newspaper, go away.
Yeah. Jesus. We've already seen this. What do you mean? I mean, he could write a book though. I mean, that'd be cool, like because he's firsthand like involved in it,
Growing up with Mothra.
Like, oh, how we saved Mothra or how we saved the twins. A movement of mystical forces for the path of mankind.
How the kidnappees got kidnapped.
And then we end with the twins coming here, the fairies, and they start singing their song now back at the altar where they're supposed to be. And the stone rises and you see the symbol and it's like, oh, it all makes sense now. Now she can come sleep and protect the land and all of its worshipies.
Now what happens after? Does it just turn into a giant worm again, or
no, she stays that form.
So I assume this was the first time that anyone's ever taken them because everyone else is a fucking normal and not a complete asshole.
Yeah, so they had to fast track Mothra to come alive.
All right, fair enough.
There'll be other versions of Mothra in the future.
A Toho Productions.
Ta-da! The end. Lufin. There we go.
I liked it. I liked that one.
Yeah, did you like it less or more than Rodan, you think?
I think I like Rodan more only because it was more Rodan action, where this was more like 3/4 was they had to build the character of what Mothra was, how,
yeah,
basically, and then like the cocoon, so there was a little more to it. And then when like Mothra came out, man, it looks like a weird Pokemon stuffy.
The cutest weird Pokemon stuffy.
Like, I'm not saying
that's
it probably
why it was so popular.
Bad.
It was so popular in Japan. Mothra is really popular.
That was a little rough for a villain like character.
She did really well overseas, and they were worried that it wouldn't do as well here, like in North America. They didn't have a lot of faith in Mothra, I don't think, in our audience anyway. Which I don't blame.
I definitely dug it though. It was not terrible at all.
No, and I like it because it's like probably the most aggressive and destructive we'll ever see Mothra.
Especially a lot more better effects and stuff in these like recent movies.
Yeah, and if you like the plot of this one, like I said, the next one that we'll be watching, Mothra versus Godzilla, it's a little newer and it's like literally cookie cutter, like this movie with Godzilla thrown in with like it's just like improves. It takes the plot and it improves it and makes it a Godzilla film. So it's a little more wacky and fun, but it's perfect.
If we
All
don't
right,
get
folks.
Eye Patch Man, I'm gonna be very unhappy.
Oh, we definitely will. Oh, for sure. He's definitely in it. 100%. Has to be.
All of them.
All right, folks. Well, there we go. That's Mothra. There we have it. So this is the official last of the single one-offs in the Godzilla series of the Toho releases that we'll do. And then we're going to hop right back into the Godzilla versus series and keep trugging along through the show era and just, have a kaiju killing of a time. You love my lame catchphrases, don't lie.
Oh, yeah. Always.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for sticking around. As always, if you have any recommendations of stuff you want to watch, or if you have any cool facts about the movies we've done that you want to share with us, you can always add us at Twitter at Killer Kaiju Cast, or you can email us personally at killerkaijupodcast@gmail.com. Or if you're still with Facebook, we do have an active Facebook as well where you can contact us and tag us and post us and stuff. And all that jazz. We will be watching Godzilla versus Mothra, or Mothra versus Godzilla, I should say, is technically the proper release title for it next time. And it'll pretty much be kind of just like a steroids version of this. Imagine like this film, but we drank Red Bull. That's how it'll be. It'll be great.
I don't like Red Bull.
There you go. Give us wings. Mothra, get it? All right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
terrible pun.
Bye, folks.
Later.